The gods never make mistakes, do they? They always do things right, and they never fall. We think the gods are omnipotent and have complete control over their creations. They don't. But we are not here to discuss that. You see, there is a phenomenon we call multiple personality. When a subject has a multiple personality complex, they create people that don't exist. That's what we call here the artificial multiple consciousness or conjoined consciousness, however you want to call it. Sorry, conscience. The conjoined conscience is a phenomenon that happens when two consciousness enter in a body at the same time. This can be interpreted as a more complex type of multiple personality, and the two consciousnesses consider the other, or at least they tend to consider the other. No, they have a tendency to consider the other like a sibling. The multiple consciousness phenomenon has three spectrums. In one consciousness con stop saying it like that, please. Sorry. In one conscience controls the body and the other just kind of stays there. It can feel what the other conscience does and feels, like not having control of the body they live in. The other spectrum is the conjoined. Sorry, someone was calling me and I already did it. So, the other spectrum happens when both consciousnesses have control over the body, but they can sort of turn, they can take turns to control it. But both of them can't control the body at the same time. And in the other, both consciousness control the body all the time at the same time. Probably you didn't know about this phenomenon because it's very rare. Almost no one has it, and the few who have prefer to keep it in secret. So, we will discuss about two gods here. Two gods that were initially one being, but then separated, and they became something really different from each other. We are talking about chiftar and thakir. And Sorry. And now, I already did the intro, so I have to say, hello, fellow humans, because this is the first chapter of the season 1 of exploring through LAROTH. So, with me for a second. As you might have already seen, this drawing is very old. And with very old, I mean that I didn't know what I was doing when I did it. So you will see that the quality of it is very limited. The drawing isn't very good. So, okay. While this is an masterpiece, this is not so much. So let me take this and start. Thakir and Chiftar were initially one being, called Thoglar. And you might see that there will be various beings that were once called Thoglar in this series because it's a very common name in the Shakoth civilization. And we will discuss what the Shakoth civilization is in the third season, okay? But spoiler, they are really important. Thakir, or the Master of the Nails. Thakir was a very, very conflicted person, often destroying and killing people even when he was a child. And even when he can I say he? Oh, I remember. And even when it became a god, it still wanted to be the most. It still had bloodlust, and it wanted to become a machine of max destruction, killing everything and everyone in their path. The Master of the Nails. He mastered an art which, in the language of the Shakoth, is called Domur. The Domur art is a martial art which consists in the use of nails. Now, what do I mean with this? Well, nails are very narrow. They are pointy, they are light, and they seem like pretty regular weapons. But if you master them, you can become a machine of max destruction. So, what did Thakir do? He used the nails as a weapon instead of sorry, I'm a little sick. He used them as a weapon of mass destruction because you see most physical structures have a weak point, and that can be exploited. If you hit the hit point with enough force, hit point, sorry, if you hit the weak point with enough force and with enough velocity, you can destroy the entire structure or at least most of it. And then there is where the nails come. Narrow weapons that are light and are easy to throw. And what does that mean? That he can destroy almost anything or anyone without any problem. So that's his main gimmick. He can obliterate anyone. And then he decided to become more powerful. He stored them in some kind of chest, we could say. So he uses his hand to tear into the entrance and takes the nails he needs. And then he uses his other hand. It uses its other hand to close the entrance and seal it completely. So then he can. It's not he, it's it. So then it can use the nails. Ah! Then it evolved fins to swim better. Even though he didn't need to swim at all, it developed the power of the void. The void is something that I want to discuss in another video that isn't part of this series. So okay, he uses the power of the it uses the power of the void to absorb the life essence of its enemies. And what do I mean with life essence? I mean with every single part of the enemy, which is the enemy, except for the consciousness. I mean every single part of the enemy which isn't the consciousness. Then we have these scales that he uses as a weapon too, apart from that it uses as a weapon too, apart from its nails. It punches or it can just and whatever it touched gets shredded. And then we have these scales here, here, and here that helps it, which helps it protect from almost anything. So 13 minutes only for thakir. This video is too long already, but whatever. Now chiftar, no, not chiftar, chiftar, or the master of the singularity. Chiftar made a technology capable of creating something named energy pills. What are energy pills? Literal energy solidified. I'm not kidding. That's what they are. So it can not only create energy solidified, which it can use to recharge itself at any moment, but it can also summon spectral beings, minions, to say it in some way. And I don't think if you can see it properly, but the outlines are visible. Yes. So it can summon minions, and also it has the capacity of, as thakir also does absorb the life essence of its enemies through this hole. And what does this do? Because you can see it sealed and it wants to escape from where it is. So you can see this is cracked. So it uses its hands to open the entrance. Whoop. And this launches a blast of void energy. And I know that seems contradictory, but I can't tell you that now. And this is like a suitcase where it keeps the energy pills. And now the eye makes it capable to know almost anything about the subject it is watching within the blink of an eye. Truths. And that was basically it. 17 minutes. 17 minutes for absolutely nothing. Bye, fellow humans. Okay, I definitely need to adjust the quality of the videos. Wait, it's still recording? Sorry, bye.